Greetings of the day. Hope you all are having a great time. Let's get started with this new session. My name is Ms. Prachivani, and today we're going to discuss about order taking in food and beverage service outlets. This video will focus on importance of food and beverage control, various order taking methods, understanding KOT and BOT, and flowchart of the KOT. So what is F&B control? Now, a food and beverage control may be defined as the guidelines and regulations of the cost and revenue of operating the catering activity in a food and beverage establishment. So, a control system covering the sale of all food and beverages is vital to accomplish maximum return. In large establishments, you will see a department known as food and beverage controls, who will make sure to have a smooth control system in various food and beverage outlets. In smaller establishments, an assistant manager of the outlet can do the same job, as we might not have the entire department working towards the controlling of food and beverage. A control system should be simple to use for the entire food and beverage team. Now let's understand functions of food and beverage control. Here, the first one is breakdown of income and sales. The second one is efficient control of issued items from the various departments. For example, you are in a coffee shop and you are going to the stores and asking for your daily requirement of, let's say, the food and beverage items that you need. Now, whenever you're taking anything from the stores, it needs to be recorded. That record is extremely important for you to know how much is ordered and how much is received. Another function of F&B control is to reduce the pilferage and wastage. By doing all this, we are also going to generate reports for management, which will help them to meet the budget objectives. At the end, assurance of accurate bill is charged to the customer is also something which is very important for us to remember. So a bill should not be undercharged or overcharged. Importance of F&B control. A checking system is necessary to keep control of the number of covers which are sold and the items which are sold. Now, control, which indicates checking at every stage, will make sure that the presentation of the correct bill to each guest is happening without delay. As I said, overcharging or undercharging is something which is not acceptable. All the items sold must be paid for, and to ensure that money is received or credit has been authorized. So nothing should go without any kind of amount which is attached to it. Now, clerical procedures would be necessary to control items which are sold and money received, or the credit which is entitled. It would often include the restaurant checking system, meal and sales analysis, etc. So whenever we are generating a bill, we end up making n number of reports. Those reports are important for us to have a tight control on whatever is happening in various food and beverage outlets. So all the food and beverage items are only obtained by a waiter on presenting a check for items required. Nothing without a check should be given to the waiter or a steward. A check is a written proof that a guest has been served with the items that he has ordered. Now we're talking about control methods. We're going to focus on triplicate and duplicate checking system. Sales analysis sheet and operational statistics can be done little later. Now let's understand main methods of order taking. The first one is triplicate system. As the name says, we are talking about 3 copies here. Here, the order is taken, top copy goes to the supply point, and the second is then sent to the cashier. Third is with the waiter, and he's going to use that as a reference during the service. Now, when we're talking about duplicate system, order is taken, top copy goes to the supply point, second copy is with the waiter as reference during the service, and the same is going to be used for billing. When we say service with order, this is where order is taken, customer is served, and payment is received according to the order. Pre-ordered, here food is pre-ordered and mostly paid for in advance. Example, room service breakfast or hospital tray system or banquets. Here in room service breakfast, the money or the bill can be then settled when the customer is checking out. But otherwise for banquets, the food menu is decided and an advance is already paid. Now, let's understand what is KOT and BOT because we're going to use these terms again and again. KOT is kitchen order ticket. Food orders are taken on this ticket. BOT is beverage order ticket. Beverages and their orders are taken on this ticket. So let's begin with understanding our triplicate system. This system is traditional and time-tested and very efficient. As the name suggests, the food check has 3 copies. Each copy has the same serial number on them, but could be of a different color for easy identification. Information like table number, number of covers, date, signature of the steward is a must on any KOT. KOT is kitchen order ticket. Once the order is recorded on the KOT, the first copy goes to the kitchen or the dispense bar. Now, when you're sending a copy to the dispense bar, it will be called as BOT, that is beverage order ticket. Once the waiter picks up the order, the KOT copy is dropped into a control box, which is always kept locked. The control box is maintained by the Food and Beverage Control Department to prevent any kind of fraud or malpractices. Now the second copy is given to the cashier because the first one is already in the control box. The second copy is given to the cashier, and based on that the bill is going to be prepared, which has 2 copies again. The first copy of the bill goes to the guest and another is retained by the cashier. Now the second copy of the KOT and the second copy of the bill is going to be together, which will be submitted along with the sales summary to the Food and Beverage Control Department. The third copy of KOT remains with the waiter in the KOT book for reference and checking up the order during service. Now, this copy can be called for auditing at any given time. Duplicate checking method. This kind of checking method is used in small hotels, cafes, popular restaurants. This has 2 copies. The first copy is sent to the kitchen based on which the order is prepared. When the waiter picks up the order, the first copy is dropped into the control box. The waiter retains the second copy as a mean of reference during the service. When guests request for a bill, the waiter or cashier will sum up all the rates on the second copy of the KOT and it will be presented to the guest. Now, this is the flowchart of KOT and BOT. So we have F&B service area. This is our restaurant. From here, the order is taken. The top copy of the KOT is going to go to the kitchen. In return, we're going to get the food. So the food is served, top copy goes to the kitchen. The same top copy of KOT is going to go in the control box. Now when we have beverage order from the restaurant, BOT is going to come to the dispense bar. In return, beverages are going to be served. The top copy of the BOT is going to be sent to the control department. Now, second KOT copy is going to come to the cashier. and cashier is going to use the second copy to make the summary sheet, and then the same will be sent to the control department. Now, once he receives the second copy of the KOT, he's going to make the bill and will be sent back to the food and beverage service area. So we are talking about single order sheet now. This system is used in cafes, quick turnover restaurants, departmental stores. Many organizations following this system may have order sheet printed with the menu. So after taking the order from the guest, the waiter writes it on the KOT and calls for the order verbally. When the guest requests for the bill, the waiter punches the order sheet and hands it over to them as a bill. So while leaving the restaurant, the guest will submit the same bill to the cashier and will pay the amount. Here, cashier will retain the bill for control purpose. Service with order. The system of ordering is used in fast food joints, takeaway, cafeteria. Here, the menu offered in the establishment is displayed in wall-mounted boards. The guest will choose what he wants to eat and then place an order for it. The person at the cash counter will make the bill and collect the cash. He will also put a stamp as bill received. The same will be given to the guest. Now the guest will go to the respective food counter and will collect the food against the bill. So the bill will have another stamp which says the food delivered. This is what happens when we have service with order system used. Now quickly let's talk about types of KOTs. We're going to talk about 4 types of KOTs. The first type of KOT is to follow. This is where you're using 2 different KOT sheets to write one order. So let's say you have a food order of 6 courses. First sheet of KOT will have 4 courses and another sheet of KOT will have next 2 courses. This is called as to follow KOT. The second copy or the second type of KOT is supplement, wherein when an extra portion is ordered due to insufficient food, the same is ordered on the supplement check. Normally, the extra portion is not charged. Accident. Usually, when a waiter meets with an accident while carrying the order, the same order needs to be replenished. This is when you make an accident KOT. Return. When a wrong dish is ordered and is prepared by the chef. Again, the same has to be sent back to the kitchen and make the right dish. This is where a return KOT is prepared. Now, when we are talking about taking orders, you will find few digital gadgets around. Those are mainly, we have something called as network controller, remote receiver, bar printer, kitchen printer, visual display units, handheld iPad, point of sale touchscreen with bill and receipt printer. So what you see here to my right is point of sale touchscreen with bill and receipt printer. This is your handheld iPad and this is your visual display units. Bar kitchen printers will look like this. I hope you have watched the video carefully. Quiz link is in the video description to attempt the quiz. These are the references if you wish to have more knowledge on this topic. Credits to slidescarnival.com. On that note, thank you and see you soon. In the meantime, you do take care of your health. See you soon.